Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to the channel. And tonight we're going to be reviewing all the notification appliances of all the devices in my whole entire fire alarm collection. As you can see, I have a whole bunch. Got horn strobes, remote strobes, multi-tone horn strobes, sounder strobes, a bell, and chime strobes, and more. And we're going to review all these devices. I may not go through every single model number, otherwise the video will be pretty long. As you can see, I have a lot of stuff, so I'm going to wing the camera over so you can see every single one. Just like that. As you can see, I did try to separate these out by brand and everything else. So let's go ahead and get started. So here we go. So starting on the far left, starting at the front, we have my System Sensor Spectre Alert Classics. This one is a P121575 with the 1575 candela strobe. Up next we have my System Sensor Spectre Alert Classic horn strobe with the 75 candela strobe. And another System Sensor Spectre Alert Classic with the 110 candela strobe. And right here we have my System Sensor Spectre Alert Classic horn strobe, multi-candela horn strobe, and the model of that is P1224MC. And to the right of that we have my S1224MC multi-candela System Sensor Spectre Alert Classic remote strobe. Over here we have my System Sensor Ceiling Mount Spectre Alert Classic PC24115 with the 115 candela strobe. To the right of that we have my System Sensor SC24115 with the 115 candela remote strobe. And over here we have my P1224MCW multi-candela Spectre Alert Classic horn strobe in white. And right here we have my System Sensor PC241575 with the 1575 candela strobe. And we'll go on to the next row. And we have my SC241575 Spectre Alert Classic remote strobe ceiling mount. Okay, going on to the System Sensor Spectre Alert Advances. These three Spectre Alert Advances, these are my three System Sensor P2R Spectre Alert Advance horn strobes. I have three of them. And to the right of those we have my System Sensor Spectre Alert Advance SR remote strobe. And to the right we have my two System Sensor Spectre Alert Advance horn strobe P2Ws. And over here we have my System Sensor PC2W Ceiling Mount Spectre Alert Advance horn strobe. To the right of that we have my System Sensor SCW Spectre Alert Advance remote strobe. And these are all four unique models in white. And over to the right we have my System Sensor SCR Spectre Alert Advance ceiling strobe in red. And right here we have my System Sensor L Series P2WL. That's the model. And we have my Spectre Alert Advance strobe only with the blue lens. And this Spectre Alert Advance, I'm not sure what the model number is. I believe it's P2WP, I believe. I'm not sure. And those are basically all the Spectre Alert Classics and Spectre Alert Advances. Some of my Spectre Alert Classics are the newer generation with the multi-candela strobe, and most of my Spectre Alert Classics, including the ceiling mount ones, are the older generation with the fixed candela strobe. All of my Spectre Alert Advances are multi-candela, including the L series. Okay, moving on. We have my System Sensor Mass 80A Multi-Alert Sounder Strobe, which is multi-tone. And over to here, we have my System Sensor MASS Sounder Strobe, which is the non-80A version of the Mass. And we have a SS12LO, which is the strobe only version of the Mass, non-80A. To the right of that, we have my MASS12M in white. I know it's faded into ivory color, but it's still a white device. Over here, we have my System Sensor Spectre Alert Classic Multi-Tone Chime Strobe, which is a very unique, rare alarm. The rest of the alarms that you basically see are mostly common. Okay, we're almost done with System Sensor. We're going to go into Edwards. This is my older Integrity horn strobe with a really big horn on the back. And here's my newer Integrity, which is the regular Integrity that has the thinner horn in it. This one only does continuous only, and this one can also do code 3 in continuous. So, one last System Sensor device that I almost forgot. We have my System Sensor. What's the model number on this thing? If the camera wants to focus. SSM24-6 6-inch bell from System Sensor. It's a vibratory bell, which is vibrate. So that's basically what it is. Moving on right here, we have my Edwards Integrity chime strobes. The model is 757-5A-CS. These are cool, unique models in red. And we have my Edwards Integrity remote strobe. This is a 110 candela strobe. These strobes are enhanced, but these two are unenhanced. Moving on right here, we have my EST Genesis remote strobe, G1R HOV15, and we have my EST Genesis G1R HOV30, which is a horn strobe. This one has a 15 candela strobe, and this one has a 30 candela strobe. Okay. Over here we have my Edwards Genesis remote strobe. And we have my EST Genesis horn strobe. And this one right here is my EST Genesis chime strobe. If you want one of these, the model number is G1RF-CVM. If you want one of those. And right here we have my LED Genesis horn strobe. with an LED strobe. And to the right of that, we have my LED Genesis strobe only. And here we are on the older. Now we're going to go into Wheelock. These three Wheelock devices are my three Wheelock 7002T horn strobes. This one right here takes 12 volts DC. These two right here take 24 volts DC. And I can't really run this alarm off of the panel because it's pretty much useless to run off of the panel, and plus it only takes 12 volts compared to my panels put out 24 volts DC. These two I can use off of the panel. But, and you probably may notice, this one's rebranded by Spectronics, so this one's a Spectronics 7002T. Okay, on to the newer Wheelock equipment. These two guys are my Wheelock Exceeder SH horn strobes in red. This one right here is my ST strobe only Wheelock Exceeder. Right here we have my Wheelock ZNS horn strobe right here. You can see the horn piezo at the top and the strobe in the middle. Right here we have my Wheelock ZRS remote strobe. It's the remote strobe version of the ZNS. And we have my Wheelock RSS multi-candela horn strobe. We have my Wheelock NS in white horn strobe. And we have my Wheelock AS. All five of these strobes, all of these alarms right here are multi-candela. And also, we have my Wheelock MT horn strobe with an amber colored strobe. I do have retrofit strobe plates. I forgot to put these in the pile in the collection. I got two Wheelock retrofit strobe plates, so whoops. I will show those at the end of the video. And right here, onto the next row, make sure I got the row right. We have my Wheelock EH-DL1WM-24 horn strobe. And to the right of that, we have my Wheelock WMT-24 remote strobe. These are weatherproof alarms, by the way. And we have my Wheelock EH-EL1WH24WI. And the strobe on this thing is super, super bright because it's 15 candela. It's pretty bright for a non-ADA strobe. And it's basically the same strobe as the, almost like the Wheelock 7002Ts up there. And now, we have my white Wheelock speaker strobe, ET1070-WM-24 Wheelock speaker strobe. And these five devices right here, those are all chimes. This one is my Wheelock CH-DF1 WS24. This one right here is a weatherproof one, and it has the same strobe as these two alarms right here. So this one is a CH-DF1 WM-24, excuse me, didn't mean to get the model number wrong. And for the newer Wheelock chime strobe, this one is my Wheelock CH70 multi-candela chime strobe with an RSS strobe on it, which is pretty cool. And right here we have my electronic BF 1 dash 24 or something. I'm not sure. Let me take a look at the model number. Yeah, CH-BF1. That's right. And for this rare device right here, this is my Wheelock 712-48 electromechanical chime. This is my only mechanical chime I have. These other these 4 chimes right here are electronic, but this one is mechanical. Okay, let's zoom out. Let's go on to the next row. Okay, we are in the Cerberus Pyrotronic / Siemens, Faraday, Potter, and stuff like that. I know the Potter device doesn't belong there, but I don't have many Potter devices, but I do have, because Siemens, Cerberus Pyrotronics, and Faraday do merge with each other pretty much. Alright, we have my Cerberus Pyrotronics multi-tone horn strobe. And this one right here is my FCI multi-tone horn strobe. These two alarms are basically the same as each other, except this one doesn't have the magnifier on the strobe, but this one does. See the bubble? That's the magnifier. And this is my natural time electromechanical horn strobe. Here is my Faraday horn strobe. Right here, my 6120 electromechanical horn strobe. And this is my Potter SH1224 multi-tone horn strobe. And these two guys do basically look the same as each other, except the Siemens UMMT is multi-tone, which is on the left, and the Siemens UMHU is on the right. The only difference between these two is this one is multi-tone and it has a lower pitch horn, and this one is not multi-tone, which is a single tone horn strobe, and it's higher pitched. So that's basically the difference between the two. This one uses dip switches to change the tones, but this one also uses the jumper to select the code for continuous or code 3. Pretty cool alarm, but it's not multi-tone. Alright, moving on to the Gentex equipment. Right here is my Gentex Commander 2 24, my GEC-241575WR, and we have my Harrington Signal Gentex Commander 3, which is rebranded. And these two are my normal Gentex Commander 3s right here. And we have my Gentex Commander 3 GES-3-24WR. These are GEC-3-24WR. And right here, for the latest Gentex Commander, we have my Gentex Commander 4. GCC-24-CR, I believe. I would have to look at the model number some other time. That's right, GCC-24CR. Never mind. And we have my Gentex SHG, which is the older generation. That sounds like a regular horn strobe, but this is not the second generation. That sounds like the Commander 3s, but that's basically what it is. And to the right of that, we have my 2 Gentex GOSs. Pretty cool, both unique models. This one's white and this one's red. This one is my GOS 24-1575 CW, and it's a ceiling mount GOS, which makes it really, really rare. And this one right here is my GOS 24-3075 WR, which is a wall mount version in red. And the strobe is 3075 candela. Pretty cool. That's a pretty cool candela for a strobe like that. And now, right here on the last Gentex device, we have my Gentex GXS remote strobe. I forget the exact model number, but these are very cool Gentex alarms. So that's basically all for Gentex. Now we're going to go into Simplex right here. And I have 7 Simplex devices. This alarm right here is my Simplex remote strobe, my 4904-9137 15 candela strobe. And as you may know about these remote strobes, Simplex does not number these very well. They don't. And for the horn strobe, we have my Simplex 4903-9219 electromechanical horn strobe with the 15 candela strobe. That one's 15. These strobes are both 15 candela. And right here we have my Simplex 4903-9101 with the 2901-9838 mechanical horn. I have the strobe plate and the horn. And the strobe on this thing is 4.75 candela, which is not very bright at all. And now moving on to the newer Simplex devices, which are all 4 of my TrueAlerts. This one right here is, these 2 are my 4-wire model TrueAlerts. These ones are 4-wire. And the strobes are SmartSync selectable. SmartSync or free run. So this one right here is my Simplex 4903-9425 with the 15 candela strobe. And this one is my Simplex 4903-9426 with the 75 candela strobe. These 2 TrueAlerts right here are pure SmartSync. These ones are SmartSync TrueAlerts. This horn strobe right here is my Simplex 4906-9127 with the multi-candela strobe. And this one right here is my Simplex 4904-9332 75 candela TrueAlert remote strobe. Yep, that's basically all the Simplex devices. And 2 more that I most recently forgot is these 2 right here. I'm going to set them right here. This is my Wheelock yellow strobe plate with the white plate. And the model number is RSSPA 24MCC. And it's a multi-candela amber colored strobe. And we have another rare Wheelock device right here. This one is not multi-candela, it's fixed in 110 candela. So the model number is SHPW-24. Strobe on this thing is 110 candela. Yep. So there you have it, guys. That's my whole entire notification appliances in my fire alarm collection. Sorry, a coin got stuck on my foot. But in the next video someday, I'll do my pole stations and smoke detectors too. So anyways, yep, so that's basically my whole entire fire alarm collection of notification appliances. Horn strobes, remote strobes, multi-tone horn strobes, chime strobes, sounder strobes, and more. So there you have it. So that is all. Now I'm going to clean this all up and then put this all away because I'm going to put it back on my shelf. So anyways, hopefully you enjoyed the video, and that's it, and thanks for watching. See you later.